I just think the best thing that you can do is charge yourself up with as many, be as healthy as you can.
I'm saying bring it on.
I'm not. I don't want it. I'm going to try and keep it
Hit
off.
me. Let's dance.
If anyone's got some
coronavirus.
You're listening to The Big Drill.
And we are recording on The Big Drill.
Welcome everyone to The Big Drill, and as always I have Will by my side.
Hi Ghazi.
Hello Will. Tell us, we've tried to avoid this as much as possible.
Yeah.
But it's infected us, and now we must, not literally, and now we must talk about it. So, tell us Will, what are we talking about?
We are talking about the end of the world.
I hope not.
No, we're not. We're talking about the coronavirus.
Are we leaving it there?
Well, no. I mean, we're not going to leave it there. That'd be a
All right,
shit
goodbye,
podcast,
guys.
Isn't it? So yeah, we're going to talk about just some bits and bobs about it. What we think about it.
Why the hype?
Why the hype? Don't believe the hype, or believe the hype.
Which one is it?
Well, what do you think?
That's what we're going to answer today.
Well, I'm asking you. Do you believe?
I don't
in the
believe
hype?
in the hype
Oh,
whatsoever.
okay. So you think it's a fake?
I don't think it's fake. I just think
All right.
whatever. But we're going to talk about it. So, what is it, Will? What is this deadly ass?
Well, it's the
virus?
It's a virus, COVID-19, that's managed to find its way from an animal to a human, and it's
As they do.
Such as things like. Do you remember anything that got from animal to human in the past? SARS, swine,
No, there was one more.
foot and mouth.
That's the one.
Many as you want.
There you go.
It happens quite a lot.
But do we ever ask the animals if we've given them viruses?
I mean, we do probably.
Yeah.
Just to test on them and stuff like that. So.
Oh, we do it intentionally.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah, exactly. So the animal's like, have some of that back, you little shit.
There you go. That's it. Karma.
Yeah, now look what's happening, eh?
Okay.
Yeah, so there's this kind of it's gone off into two separate strains. So one of them is slightly more, but it is more detrimental to the respiratory system, and especially the upper respiratory tract. So it can cause like pneumonia if
In the
left
lungs.
unattended. Yeah. So that's, I mean, it's a excuse me. It is a no.
Oh.
I'm fine. It is something which is very serious when contracted, and if left unattended, and in various age groups or people which have underpinning illness or poor health, specifically physical respiratory health, then yeah, you're looking at this being potentially deadly. So that's what it is. It's pretty bad in the sense whereby it's very contagious.
I mean, most flu-like
Most flu is
things are.
contagious. Correct.
All you got to do is touch it,
Feel
put your
it.
hand on your mouth, your nose, your eye,
Inhale.
wherever there's a.
Get sneezed on. by
Wherever
some
there's an
inconsiderate
entrance.
idiot on the
Yeah.
the tube.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to dodge viruses on the tube on a 6 p.m. evening, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
You've got no chance.
Thankfully, I don't use the tube anymore, so
There you go.
I'm good on that. But yeah, so it's contagious, and there's a lot of what's the word when you the precautionary tactics being emphasised. Precautionary tactics being emphasised.
Like,
Do exactly what you do. You might catch the flu or a cold.
what about you have to stay home if you've got it?
I mean, like, look, I'm sorry, right? If you get a cold or the flu, stay at home. Don't come to work with the cold or the normal flu and sneeze and spread, and especially like in a gym, just don't do it, mate. Think a little bit. Think, am I being a dickhead by going into this place and spreading my germs? Yeah. Oh, and if you've got coronavirus, just repeat exactly the same thought process.
So actually, there's a story someone told. I don't know how much validation it has.
Probably not a lot, but go for it.
But
This is entertainment and factual.
he
so,
had the coronavirus. I think it was in Italy. He had the
Yeah.
coronavirus,
they've got quite a lot of it out there.
and he was supposed to stay at home. Obviously,
Yeah.
he snuck out to go, I think, snowboarding or something. broke his leg
Oh damn.
snowboarding
I mean, that's karma.
and got stuck, and the doctors realised.
And they left him in the mountain.
I don't know if they left him, but they were. I would have. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't.
Damn you, your
So
coronavirus.
I hope maybe that was a lesson to him and many more of just stay at home next time.
Yeah, don't go snowboarding.
Especially when it's, it was in the snow. I'm guessing it's quite hard to breathe just because it's so freezing or whatever.
Well, I've just got back off a ski trip.
Yeah.
And there was, I mean, I actually had a cold before I flew.
Mm-hmm.
I'd done everything I could.
Did you pun that on purpose? You had a cold before you flew. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. But so I was kind of like, oh no, because I was like, obviously I've paid for this ski trip and I've got it all organised and stuff like that with the guys that I went with. I was like, to be honest with you, it's not coronavirus, because I read the symptoms. I looked at all these kind of like, I was like, it's just a cold.
Yeah.
But even so, you get this kind of like, oh shit, what happens if it is? What happens if I have got it?
And what about the jokes from your friends?
Oh yeah, I mean that as soon as I walked into Gatwick, and they looked at me and they were like, oh mate, have you got the coronavirus? I'm like, please don't say that out loud. It's just like, you're not. I want to get on this flight. It's a cold. It's a cold. I haven't got a temperature. I'm fine.
So did they check you on the flight?
That's going to be really loud. So it's right.
Yeah. Did they check you before you got on the flight?
No,
they just let you on.
Yeah.
That's a bit disappointing. From their side.
Well, I mean, yeah, and
what if you had it? And then you just spread it on the whole plane.
The thing is, it's one of those things, right? So essentially, what they're saying is, look at the symptoms. Look at the symptoms. It's flu, but it's flu that is proper, like you've been knocked over by a car flu.
Like you're stuck in bed.
Yeah,
Can't move.
I'm not getting up. So if some way you find the energy or the power or the will to get up and go somewhere, but you've had to really dig deep to do that, probably don't do it. Listen, and just don't do it.
If you had to catch a flight, I can imagine someone doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and then they do have, I think I've got a client that's coming back from Italy, and now they've got these like, and I'm pretty sure it's not just Italy now, I think in the US as well, they've got these like thermal temperature, they can do some reading, they can do some they're basically being able to do the testing pretty much like a drive-through.
Mm-hmm.
Drive-through testing, as in quick, very
so you just walk in like a metal detector, but for flus.
I saw the video of something that they're having their temperature taken at security.
Okay.
And then they also were doing that in Grenoble on the way back from my ski trip. So they've got these precautionary things in place now. But I think at the end of the day, look at the symptoms and be responsible. It comes down to responsibility. It comes down to being responsible for your actions, right? Which you should be if you're ill with a cold, the flu.
Yeah.
Smallpox.
Yeah, but you can say this all day. You're still gonna have people that are gonna go out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not disputing that.
What are the symptoms?
I'm just telling them people they're absolute dickheads.
The symptoms are the exact same as the flu. There's nothing different. It just hits hard.
I mean, symptomatically speaking, it is and does tick every single box that the flu symptom would do. It's just dialed up. And I think the order of it starts with a bit of a cough first.
Okay.
Like, I know I've just coughed a couple of times, but it starts with a cough.
Yeah. I'm not even worried, to be honest.
I know you're not worried, mate, but I just want to reassure you, because you keep looking at me as if you're terrified.
I'm not even worried if you had it.
I don't even
care.
Better. You're better than that.
I'd destroy it.
Destroy it. So yeah, it's a cough, and then it goes into like literally 2 or 3 days of you just being wiped out, and then you feel better after. So I think that's where the...
So I read a stat that 80% of people usually just...
brush it off.
After a few days. We're good to go again.
Yeah. Well, flu generally knocks you out properly for like 3 days.
Which is why I'm questioning the hype around this virus. Why is there such a big fuss?
Maybe it's because the human being is looking for something else other than Brexit to worry about. So we're getting anxious. And
I mean, only the UK is really worrying about Brexit.
Well, I'm just saying the UK.
I don't think anyone else cares, but they care about the virus. So what? I just don't get it. Is it just something to talk about?
There is
for the media to write about.
There is hype. Of course, it's hype. There is cause for concern, but yes, there is hype as well. I mean, look when you look at how nervous people are getting. It's like still. I mean, my sister's a nurse, right? And she's like, look, the best thing you can do is just wash your bloody hands
all the time.
Just basic sanitation that everyone should have.
Yeah.
Have it and don't cut any corners. Don't if you sneeze in your hand, go, do you know what? In half an hour, I'll wash my. Go and wash your hands. Go and do it. Go and wash your hands. Do it straight away. Basic sanitation.
I think
don't cut corners.
You took it to the next level. Every time you finished the client, you would come in.
But I know, but the thing is, no, you laugh at me for that.
Listen,
which don't be a
funny.
dickhead. Don't be a dickhead. Because you're being a dickhead, mate. Right? Okay, so I'm going to tell the listeners what this situation is. After every client, and any of my clients listening to this will probably be very thankful of the fact I do this. So,
and it's not a personal attack on the client
anyone,
afterwards.
No. So basically, I go into the PT room and I wash my hands with antibac, like proper antibac.
Yep.
Actually, it's surface cleaner because for some reason we don't have any actual antibac hand cleaner.
I mean, we're treated well at Pure Gym.
Absolutely. So I've gone in with antibac. I've got the antibac surface cleaner and I'm spraying it on my hands. And then I go and wash my hands with soap afterwards. So it's like a double wash. I do that after every. Client. I just think it's good practice, mate. Because
are you going to continue doing it after the virus has been
eradicated? I don't know.
That's my question.
Were you going to say eradicated?
Not eradicated, destroyed, obliterated, whatever word you want to use.
I mean, that's pretty much the same word.
Yeah, like whatever you want.
To be honest with you, maybe I don't know.
Okay.
But I tell you one thing. I'm more conscientious of cross contamination.
Okay.
I think, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. If the world from this coronavirus learns to be less minging and better with basic sanitation, then fine.
Well, I'm going to say what I'm very disappointed in is the virus has made people bring out a bit of hatred.
For who?
Towards certain ethnic groups. The other day in Oxford Street, one of the busiest places on the planet.
I mean, that's a big shout, but fair enough. Planet. Are we going with planet?
Planet.
Okay, cool, planet.
Maybe solar system. A Singaporean, not Chinese, by the way. They're two different countries. In case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Was attacked and told something along the lines of don't bring the coronavirus here.
Brilliant.
Explain that one to me. And also to the people that did do that, you're pricks.
Yeah. I mean, this is like the only way you. It's almost like I think I was watching actually something on. I think it was a snippet of a speech by I'm not going to try and say his name, but the president of the World Health Organization, and he said that the worst kind of thing that can happen is when the world is faced with a challenge of overcoming something like a pandemic, which is what it's been labelled as, a pandemic. So and there's been enough cases and it's been spread widely enough and in intense areas enough for it to be considered a pandemic. He said the worst thing that you could possibly do is to become discriminating against other people because
it makes no sense.
Because the virus won't discriminate.
Ain't discriminating against no one.
No, it will take you
and do awful things.
And it might. So the thing is, everyone has equally the same amount of chance of getting it. If irrespective of your ethnicity, it's just ludicrous to think.
But why are people now? Are they just
fear, panic?
Do you think they just have
blame?
hate? They just have hate in their heart.
I don't know. Yeah.
They just want to take it out on someone.
It came from Wuhan, fine. Only one of the early, in a Chinese province, but one of the early people that actually got it was a British guy who was a teacher out there.
I mean, yeah, because the virus don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care where
he didn't go, hang a minute, you're an expat, let's leave you alone, did he? Not at all, mate. So I mean, from that point of view, it's just ridiculous to kind of like start. I mean, it's infuriating that people that are as small-minded as that and have that kind of outlook.
Can we? I got a question.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, I'm not saying I've got the answer, but you can always ask.
What do you think of the conspiracies that the virus was created on purpose?
I mean, I mean, the coronavirus has been around for a while. It's just a new strain of.
So you're just telling.
It's been predominantly, and it has only been with animals. So it's just all it is mutated, and it's jumped from human to from animal to human.
There you go. So everyone who believes that it was created in a lab to kill humans.
I mean, crying out loud! If you're going to create something in a lab to kill humans, you can do a damn better job than a bloody virus. You could just do something like some sort of biological. Well, I mean, a virus could be a biological weapon, but you could be a lot more virile and potent than.
Well, maybe they wanted to do it undercover.
Oh right, so softly.
So they don't. So you can't suspect them.
Maybe.
No, you just explained it's not.
I don't think so. So closed case. Okay, so let's just have a look. Worldmeters.info.
Yeah.
So if this is wrong, don't blame me, blame them. 100,674 coronavirus cases.
Mm-hmm.
Deaths, 3,412. Can you sort out percentage? Have you got a calculator? Yeah.
Oh, 100,000.
Yeah.
Let's just do 100,000 to 3,000.
Go on then, yeah.
It's going to be... My maths are now being tested.
Oh, that's what I like doing.
But that's also something else I want to bring up is actually the normal flu kills more people in total than the coronavirus flu have, and so does other viruses. So it just doesn't make sense to me that people are. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, it's the I think it's the level of the intensity and the level of how contagious it is worrying, and how quickly it's spreading. But it's new, right? So new things do, kind of have this tendency to spread quicker because the human body isn't quite as prepared to deal with it. You know, the white blood cell production in line with combating this particular virus isn't able to be mobilized quickly enough or produced quickly enough. Once it's gone round the block, so to speak, the next, and it will probably come round again next year. There'll probably be a shadow outbreak of the coronavirus. But if the vaccinations are out, they've managed to get the vaccinations out there, and then also like people have just become more resilient to it as a human species, then essentially it won't even be a blip on the radar. SARS, swine flu.
I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
So I was born with a hole in my heart.
Okay.
So that means I'm eligible for a free
vaccine.
Flu jab.
Flu jab.
Yeah, I can go in.
Yeah.
Born with this, give me a flu jab.
Yeah,
I actually don't get it.
Yeah.
Even though it's free.
I think only about 40 under half the population do.
Well, most people have to pay for it.
Oh, so okay.
And then you got people who can get it for free, certain age groups, etc., etc. The one time I did get it,
you got it all really bad.
Bad.
Mate, this is it.
Bad.
This is
like
it.
I was stuck in bed for a week.
And you had the jab, the vaccine.
And I had
it knocked you out.
And I'm not bringing up no conspiracies about this, but I spoke to the doctor that was
Doctor Who?
I can't remember his name.
Doctor Who?
No. Fuck's sake.
Yes.
And he was encouraging me, is like adamant You should be getting this. And I was like, oh, I've never had it. I've never had a problem. He was like, no, you should. I said, all right, fine. You know what? You're the medical expert. I'm going to listen to you. Had it. And man, did I regret that, because I got beat up. I was stuck in bed. Couldn't go work. Couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even game. That's how... When I can't game...
God, you couldn't game. Are you sure?
It is bad. I couldn't sit up without my head just pounding.
Yeah.
I had to go and lie down.
That's good. That's a good dose of flu, mate.
Oh my goodness! And then after that, I've never taken the flu jab again.
Never got it again.
Never. Well, not to that extent.
No.
I might have had the little sniffles here and there, but.
And I think that's something that needs to be. I mean, one thing, I'm just going to say this because this could be like you're going to get two types of people here. You're going to get people which absolutely take the piss, and you're going to get people which are like, nah, actually, I think it's probably better that I stay off work. So they shifted statutory sick pay to start from day 1 rather than day 4.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if you're aware of that. Were you aware of that?
I thought they did something for the coronavirus.
Specifically, they have shifted statutory sick pay from starting on day 4 to starting immediately. And that's basically to encourage people
to stay home.
To stay at home.
But is that only for the virus?
But you don't know. Because how the hell are you meant to tell? Because now you're self-isolating, right? So now what you've got here is you've got people's option to go, do you know what? I'm just going to have 2 weeks off paid statutory sick pay, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
They just go, sod it, I might as well. If they've got if they've got a cold and they've got symptoms and they're like, oh, I've got flu, then absolutely go
stay home, mate.
Do that, and absolutely get your sick pay straight away. If you've got a bit of a cold and you're a little bit like, oh, sniffle, yeah, I'm going to stay off. Statutory sick pay starts day. Don't be a prick.
What do you mean? That might be it.
No.
Bit of a cold, bit of coughing. I thought you was going to say if you just pretend that you're sick. Yeah, then I understand.
No, people are going to pretend that as well.
That's fine.
That's even further down the line.
Well, but if you've got a cough, it might. You never know. You said it starts off as a cough.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, you know. I mean, let's not...
Oh, really? You know?
Come on, if you've got the flu. I mean, if you've got the flu...
No, but...
If you've got you might get the flu and it not be the coronavirus. It might just be the flu.
Yeah. Okay,
so take time off work. My point is that if you've got the flu, if you start aching, if you start... Your energy levels are...
Fine.
If you've got a bit of a cold and you're like, I can still crack on.
Yeah.
I still got to crack on and, get the housework done, do the gardening, do the shopping for...
Or how about
hand sanitizer?
How about they got a bit of a cold? They take that day off just in case. They wake up and they go, you know what? Actually, I still feel fine. I can go work again.
Yeah.
Would you allow that, Will?
I mean, I would allow.
You're being very strict,
regimented. I just think that some people are going to really jump on this bandwagon and be like, brilliant.
So, is it temporary? The law change?
I actually don't know whether it's temporary. I would imagine it is temporary for this.
Until the virus is gone?
Yeah.
Eradicated.
The virus is eradicated.
So, guys, if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
If you're sick...
Statutory sick pay starts day 1.
Get paid for it.
So I've got another interesting fact.
Hit me.
Do you like James Bond?
Why did you pick up a pen?
I've no idea. I just wanted to point a pen at you.
Do I like James Bond?
Yes.
Actually, no.
Brilliant. That ends this conversation. Okay, for those listeners out there that like James Bond, they've shifted the James Bond film that's due to be released from, I want to say April, and it is definitely to November, but I think it was meant to be out in April.
That's a long time.
Long time. Do you know what the name of the film was, Ghazi?
No.
A Good Time to Die.
Is that why they've moved the...
Yeah. It just doesn't really seem fitting with the...
No, I'm sorry. I'm not.
I knew this would get you.
Why?
You don't believe me?
No, I'm not.
Or you just think that is bullshit?
It is bullshit that they've done that. Why?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not... It's obvious they've done it because there is this idea that death around a time when there's a pandemic in the world and launching a film which is saying it's not a good time to die doesn't go hand in hand.
Is it a pandemic? Is that what happens in the movie?
No.
So?
I don't know the storyline exactly.
I don't understand. I mean, we've got people dying of world hunger every day. Does that mean movies can't release a movie about
starvation?
It doesn't even have to be about starvation because the movie's not even about.
Okay.
No, that's
angered me. I actually thought it would anger you. That's
Who
why
made that decision?
I waited until the podcast to tell you. I could have told you that on Monday.
Who on earth made that decision?
Who do you think made that decision?
That's like a few months worth of money now. Not that it matters. It's just the principle of. I mean, death is something that just happens, right? I mean, it's not great, but if it's that much of an issue, you shouldn't have named that movie like that in the first place. Not just because there's a virus going on.
Well, it's been moved to the 12th of November 2020. The official title announced to be No Time to Die.
No Time to Die.
Yeah, well, same thing.
Yeah.
The official title was announced also scheduled April 2020, so I was right. Excellent. Well done, Will. Thank you. But it was postponed worldwide due to COVID-19 outbreak. I can't give you any more information. I will check now because I know this is really upsetting you, and I don't like to upset you for more than 5 minutes.
Yes.
So I'm going to find out. Recruited to rescue a kidnapped scientist, globe-trotting spy James Bond finds himself hot on the trail of a mysterious villain who's armed with dangerous technology. Scientist, new technology. It could be. It could be.
See, now I would understand it if a bit more. I still wouldn't agree with it. I'd understand a bit more. But if it's just over the title, that's nonsense, in my humble opinion.
I mean, don't. Your opinion is never humble. Don't ever say that, Ghazi.
I did read that apparently.
All I can see is new technology. It doesn't say what the new technology is. I could do a plot spoiler, but I don't want to do that because
don't do plot spoilers.
Because
it could be about because they are thinking about creating viruses, not viruses, but nanobots, the size of viruses. To destroy viruses. So we're going to create little tiny robots and it would be the end of stuff like HIV and stuff like that because you can program the robot to specifically. So maybe that's what the movie's about.
Maybe. I'd be interested in delving into that a little bit more on another. You
do realise the problem with that because you can now choose which ethnic group you would want that robot to kill. Yeah. I'm just throwing that out there.
I know you are.
I'm just throwing that out there.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. It does seem a bit ludicrous, but I would imagine they've got their reasons to do it. So I'm actually going to back them.
You're going to back them,
contrary to your feelings about it. We don't always have to agree, mate. Don't look at me like that.
I'm waiting for your reasoning.
I think that they might have. There are people. This could potentially get worse.
Well, I read
it is going to get
15 million people is a good case scenario of deaths.
Wow, are you kidding?
But people exaggerate.
Where did you get that from?
I don't know. Some scientist.
I mean, some scientists, mate.
I mean, I can find. Do you want me to find it?
No, don't worry.
But it's probably exaggerated. But apparently, that's a good case scenario.
I think that.
But I guess that's if everyone gets infected, which is probably going to happen. I mean, we're really like talking about avoiding it and all of this. We're probably all going to get infected.
I just think the best thing that you can do is charge yourself up with as many, be as healthy as you can.
I'm saying bring it on.
I'm not. I don't want it. I'm going to try and keep it
Hit
off.
me. Let's dance.
If anyone's got some
coronavirus
Ghazi's up for
comes cough at me.
No, I think the best thing that you can do is just to try and avoid it as best you can. There are a lot of things which is being avoid huge gatherings of people. For example, like the O2 Arena where I went yesterday.
What are you going to do? Someone had it there.
Probably.
No, they probably did, yeah.
I might have walked past them.
I mean, they say we've had over 100 cases, but that's the only ones that's found.
Told.
You're gonna... We're probably all going to get it eventually. So what's the point in, like, doing all of this precautions?
But isn't it strange? Isn't it strange that, like, the population is reaching such a huge amount in certain areas. Certain areas it's very desolate, right? But in certain areas, urbanised areas, the population is hugely dense and
overcrowded, one could say.
The people per square foot is horrendous. Yeah. So I mean, like, in essence, something like this is and will test the human species. To the point of where can it survive it? I absolutely think it will, but you don't survive something without taking a few hits.
I mean, the human race have had to deal with way worse.
Cholera, the plague, the bubonic plague, smallpox,
where millions.
I mean, do you realise how many thousands of people died per day in the wars?
That too, but that's not a virus. So
no, it's not. But
that's self-inflicted.
Sure, I know. I'm not disputing that. But the point I'm making is, like, from a population cull, if you will. And I'm not saying this in some sort of genocide maniac way. I'm just saying that war culls a population, and that's fact. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but factually, that's what war does.
Yeah. So
on a world scale and on a kind of old style war of trench warfare, 4,000 people per day died.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot on average. 4,000 people per day.
Yeah.
That's an insane amount of people.
How many days?
That's generation over the war. That's generation.
I know it was over the war.
Yeah.
I mean, how many days was the war?
I don't know exactly. Sorry, but I mean, essentially, you're in a situation whereby you're wiping out generations, and then also, not only that, the knock-on effect is slowing down population growth for a period of time, and then you get your baby boomer population, the generation that comes
February 14th.
Well, I mean, I don't mean in a year. I mean the fucking decade in that case. So, like, from a way in which the population. I don't want to say it's self-regulating, but it almost becomes like an inevitable pathway that's going to be taken, whereby something is going to come out of the woodwork, which is going to effectively start affecting the number of the population.
So war, I would say, is a bit different, but I'm going to ask this.
Go on then.
Do you think this is nature's way of cutting down on population?
I don't think it's nature's way. I think it's like a sense in which you have certain types of behaviours in a population which is so densely overcrowded that it's an almost like inevitable.
But this is what I'm saying. This is why I do think it's nature's way.
But how is it nature? It's not necessarily.
Viruses and diseases are natural.
It's a natural. A virus is a natural occurrence,
and it's in part of. But I don't think it's in the circle of life to make sure there's not one species completely taking over. You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think what's happened is it's just an inevitable outcome has happened because of the environmental stimulus. I don't think nature's gone, do you know what, I'm going to press that button and
No, I'm not saying it's chosen.
Yeah.
It's just
inevitable.
It's part of...
It's inevitability.
Yeah, but it hits harder on higher populations.
I mean, the cases in the UK, 21% have been in London. Why? Because London's so bloody densely populated.
That's what I'm saying.
It's inevitable.
The denser the population, the more it hits.
But is that nature, or is that just geographical urbanisation, which is actually driven by humans, not by nature?
Well, it doesn't matter if it's... I mean, you can have mice where there's so many in one area, and if a disease hits that, most of them are going to die. I don't know.
I don't think it's nature. I think it's a pathway of inevitability rather than nature's way of culling humans off the
Cutting
planet.
down. There's too many of you and you're killing Earth.
We're generally stupid anyway, so I mean, at some point someone should have gone, this is a bad idea.
With what?
Well, the activities and behaviours that were going on in the they had the not the animal rights, but they had the market traders that were live animals and
Oh, I see. Okay.
I mean,
of how it actually...
This what we're doing here, guys, bad idea, let's stop it. No, let's carry on.
Yeah.
I mean, did it come from a bat or did it? I don't know. And I don't think anyone will ever know where it actually jumped from human to... from animal to human, sorry. But generally speaking, all of those behaviours that we're having, stupid behaviours. Not a good idea.
So it was humans' fault.
Like I said, a mixture of environmental stimulus, some humans, some decision making, whatever.
And
inevitability.
And now we're here.
And now we're here. Hopefully coronavirus free.
I hope so. But like I said, my immune system needs a good testing here and there. So
well,
give it a go.
Let's get you no, let's not, mate. I don't want to see you come down with that. What would we do about the podcast, mate? You'd have to self-isolate. You'd have to
I'll do it online.
Online.
The virtual podcast.
Brilliant.
Was there anything else you wanted to add on?
Yeah, I've made a poem.
A poem?
Yeah.
Wow. Please, is it about the virus?
Well, you'll listen and you'll find out.
Okay. What's it called? Please do give the title first.
I haven't called it anything.
No, well, you're going to have to name it now on the spot. What's it called?
Fear.
Fear. Okay. Can I listen to the fear, please?
With every cough and every splutter comes a shifty look and a nervous stutter. Do you think they may carry the coronavirus today? Yes, they say, it might be true, or it might just be the normal flu. A little achy, a little shaky, by the time the night falls, a little bit flaky. So much confusion coupled with doubt. What are we to do? The people shout. Then out of the crowd we hear a scream, get them to manufacture a new vaccine. Until then, how do we combat this plague? We'll wash our hands thoroughly throughout the day, and if we sneeze, do it in a tissue, and then bin it quick without an issue. Sanitize freely, as often as you can, every child, every woman, and every man. Lest the world should crash and burn, let it not be from a viral downturn. We managed to get through smallpox, cholera, and the bubonic plague. Please, don't let coronavirus ruin today.
Did you write that yourself?
Yeah.
I think what you've just done now
Yeah.
is you're going to have to do a poem for every ending of a podcast.
No way, mate. I thought about that. I literally.
You've now set the standard.
The thing is, I was cycling home off of I was cycling home after having naturally you have multiple conversations with your clients throughout the day about general topics, of which is the coronavirus. And I just had, and it's kind of like just pieced together about 5 or 6 clients throughout the day. I kind of said, I was cycling home and I just came out of my head and I was
it came to you naturally
as I was cycling. Yeah, so there we go.
So a poem at the end of every podcast?
No, absolutely not. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so Ghazi, anything that you want to come forward with?
No. So far, I have not been infected, to the best of my knowledge. I hope it stays that way. But I'm ready.
I hope for you as well.
I'm ready. And if you guys are enjoying the podcast, as always, hit that like button, drop us a comment, and subscribe.
Where can we find you on Instagram?
Ghazi.92. And we also have the Big Drill.
The Big Drill Instagram.
You can follow that too.
Absolutely, guys. Well, thank you very much for listening. Take care, stay safe, wash your hands. If you sneeze, in a tissue, put it in the bin.
Bin it. Kill it. Something like that.
Take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.
Hi, I'm Will.
And I'm Ghazi.
And thanks for tuning in to The Big Drill. You can also find us on these platforms here. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find him on Insta,
Ghazi.92,
and me, Will Hawkins Coaching. The links are in the description. And until the next time we drill deep, goodbye.
Bye.